Welcome everyone. Today we're going to cover a product I get questions on regularly, and there's also been a lot of videos made on this product as well that are floating out there. And the questions are, can it remove road film? Can it remove water spots? Can it remove waxes, sealants? Can it remove minor scuffs? But does it also scratch? We're going to address a lot of those questions today. I have a black panel set aside. We're going to see if it scratches. Black paint, which is usually easier to see than any other color, which is why I chose that panel. We're going to see if we can remove waxes. If it removes that wax easily, let's go to a sealant. If it removes sealants, let's jump to an entry-level coating, and so on. So we're going to put that to the test today, and we're going to see if we can answer some of the questions that have been coming my way about the product. I don't use the Meguiar's Wash Plus very often. It's been quite a while. I have other products that that I trust in more than that. So let's take a look at the Meguiar's Wash Plus. The Wash Plus is 24 ounces for 15 bucks, and just as a shampoo alone, that would be a great buy as a concentrate if you can get that to stretch for, quite a few washes. If you add all the stuff that it claims to be capable of doing on top of it, it's a really good buy. Now, when it comes to the polishing abrasives, here is a little snapshot of a conversation that was had with Nick Wynn, who is the product and training specialist for Meguiar's. But it basically states that Meguiar's treats this as a trade secret, so who knows if we'll ever know what the polishing agents are. But I made a snapshot, I put it up here. You can pause the video so you can read through that at your own time. So we have a panel here. I didn't clean it. It's cruddy. We're going to use the Meguiar's Wash Plus to clean the panel before we even get started with the testing, because it's been sitting outside. It gets splashed up with all kinds of oil and grease and dirt and grime. So we'll use this, and I could show you how it's intended to be used. You don't need a bucket. It is preferable to have your wash mitten or your wash mitt soaked. Then apply a couple ribbons directly onto the wash mitt and go to town. Do one panel at a time. Now, it is also preferable to have either a rinse bucket with a grid guard on the bottom, or have your pressure washer ready to rinse out the mitt thoroughly between going from panel to panel. That would cut down on marring as well. There feels like there is a ton of lubrication, and it is true that a little bit of the product does go a long way. This huge panel here was cleaned with just a small ribbon that was laid down on the wash mitt. So we're going to rinse it thoroughly. I'm going to dry it, and we'll come in and take a look at the canvas that we have to do our testing on today. Again, I personally don't use the product regularly. I use my own little mixture of the Purple Power Vehicle and Boat and Angel Wax Cleanliness, and that's what I use to prep the paint for correction. So when it comes to cleaning power, I have no problem with the product. It does clean well. This is a huge panel here, cleaned up. This is a beat up panel, hence why it's not on the vehicle anymore. But I kept it because it's black, and there is areas that we could polish up and do some testing, some scratch testing on it, which we'll do here with the Wash Plus. So when it comes to the product being able to remove scuffs, and I don't know what type of scuffs or scratches, or if they're talking about light swirling, but here's an area. Take a good look at it, and I will show it again before we look at the after. So I'm going to apply the Wash Plus directly to the pad, just like it is advised to do, and we're going to scrub the area. And we're going to see if it removes any of those light scuff marks, scratches, or even the lighter swirls. So we're polishing away with those secretive polishing agents. I don't have a ton of pressure down on it. I don't want to try to mar the panel on top of the damage it has. Just trying to remove some of those light blemishes, some of the swirling if it can, some of the marring. Let me rinse this thoroughly and we'll take a look. Okay, so take a good look. This is the before. Use the light, pick up the 3 or 4 different layers of damage there. You have marring, scratching, heavy swirls, light swirls, and then take a look at the after, and I'll let you be the judge if it has removed a lot or anything at all, really. Okay, let's move on because we're going to get to some other questions. I get a ton of questions on if the product scratches or gives the surface of the paint swirling or marring. So what I did is I took a little section on this panel and it is gouged and scratched, but I removed all the heavy and light swirls and we have a nice clean area here. So we're going to load up that mitt one more time and I'm going to scrub in a V pattern. That's going to be easy to pick up if it swirls or scratches that polished area. The pressure I have, by the way, it's not a lot, medium I'd say. Okay, so let me rinse this thoroughly. I'm going to dry it off as best as I can. I'm going to grab the camera, bring you in close. We're going to use the light. I have the shop light set up right above the panel, and we'll try and get as many angles as we can. So let's take a look, and keep in mind the panel is beat up, but there is a definite V-shaped pattern of very light swirling. I did rinse the mitt. I ran it under a warm spigot, warm water, and I did rinse it with the pressure washer, so the mitt was clean. And if you could see these, that came from the Wash Plus. So we're going to take this area. I'm going to show you here. It's not protected. We have sheeting. We have no beading whatsoever. We're going to add a straight up carnauba wax, and we're going to see if the Wash Plus will wash it off and remove it. If it easily removes this, I have a synthetic polymer wax. If it removes that easily, we're going to go to a sealant. And if it by chance removes that, I have an entry-level coating ready to go. All right, came back a couple minutes later. The wax is hazed over. I wanted to give it enough time to at least set before we started testing on it. I did not have the time to let the wax set or cure the whole day. So if it doesn't remove this rather quickly and easily, then if you have a wax, a quality wax, a synthetic wax, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about any kind of sealants. So let's pull off the tape. I could show you here. We have a nice layer of the wax. Okay, I did pre-wet the area. I had the wash mitt soaking in the bucket, so it's soaking wet. We're going to apply the Meguiar's Wash Plus directly onto the mitt. We're going to go to town, see if we can remove this layer of fresh wax. Okay, let's rinse it and dry it thoroughly so we can come in and take a look. Okay, so as you can see, that high quality Brazilian carnauba, it's still there. It's still protecting. So I'm not going to give up. I'm going to go over it one more time. We're going to really scrub and see if we can shave a nice thick layer off of that carnauba and see if we can make it disappear completely. Okay, so as we can see here, it's going to take a series of washes to remove just a simple carnauba wax. And we're not even talking about synthetic polymer wax or sealant. When it comes to traffic film, that's why I use something different. I'm not crazy about it. And I have another snapshot here of a portion of our conversation just on this topic alone of it being able to remove waxes and sealants. So you could stop the video here and take a look. Okay, so to recap, if you have a natural carnauba, straight up carnauba wax, yeah, it's going to cut into that. It's going to take a few washes. It won't do it in just one wash. If you have a wax that has synthetic polymers, it's not going to touch that. If you have a sealant, don't worry about it. If you have a coating, don't worry about it. We did show you it has the ability to do some minor swirling, and it does have decent cleaning power, but it's not something I use on a regular basis. It's actually been quite a while since I've used it. So there you go. I hope that answers some of the questions that have been coming my way. If you have more, don't hesitate. I'm here to help you. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.